except Clash Peters.
Hello, everyone. It is a nice cold night outside Rupp Arena. Special guest, Miss Tyler Thompson from the KSR website up from Nashville. You know Jack Pilgrim. Another face you don't see often, Adam Stratton, also from the KSR website, in from the other side of the country. We let Jacob and Zach have the night off, but we're out here after Kentucky just beat Georgia State 105-76. And tonight we are sponsored by our friend Old Jim and his barbecue. Old Jim's Barbecue out of Eddyville, Kentucky. A Kentucky proud product. Got the sauce, got the rubs. Go check him out. A Kentucky guy, oldjimsbarbecue.com. We'll start there, Tyler Thompson. I'm going to give you the honor before we break down the game of go ahead and name. We'll get the suspense out of the way. Who is our Old Jim's Barbecue player of the game? They're excited.
I'm excited. Well, I'm going to go with two answers here. I'll start with Jackson Robinson, and not just because I talked to his mother and his aunt before the game for a very special feature coming soon to KSR, but he was great tonight. 9 of 13 from the floor. He had 19 points, led the Cats. But I'm also going to give a special shout out to Clash Peters, because he lit a fire under Kentucky tonight. I'm sure we'll talk about the scuffle with about 12 minutes to go in the second half. But after that, Kentucky came out on fire. You could tell they were just playing with a lot of intensity. So shout out to him, although he may have shed a tear at the end, Jack.
Maybe he could be our saucy player of the game, because Clash Peters was very saucy. Really, Clash Peters is the whole story. It was kind of a fight back and forth. They're within 2 early in the half. Kentucky pulls away, gets it to 10. They're up at halftime. Starts getting close again the second half, and then Clash Peters, the nephew of Cherokee Parks, a kid that's grown up a Duke fan his whole life, tried to murder Amari Williams. It was unbelievable. And then OA comes in to help out. Kobe Brea, bench is clear. We have to review it. There's multiple technicals, and from there, as Tyler noted, Kentucky turns it on. It's not a ball game from there, and everyone out here, I assume, also not a Clash Peters fan. Jack Pilgrim, he's the story of the night. Probably didn't want to be the story of the night, but Clash Peters is.
A crybaby, whiny, sucky Wawa baby who is the nephew of a Duke, just absolute enemy, villain number one. He's still upset about the Champions Classic, Crimea River. He wished that he could play at a high major school. He didn't, so he finally got the chance to play against one.
Wow.
And decided to take it all out on Amari Williams, who did nothing. And he had like 3 or 4 just low blows, threw an arm bar at Andrew Carter to close out the first half. That guy stinks. 0 points, 3... had this 3 turnovers and 5 fouls. Just terrible stat line. That is the story. I didn't know that. And what's funny is Ryan Lemon called him like his favorite player. Said, "Oh man, I really like his name." And he ends up being enemy number 1 for BBN. That is the story, and I hate that guy forever now.
We'll talk a little more about the basketball, but I would like to compliment Owe, Brea, really the whole team. Carissa, they weren't waiting around to let it get settled. They were going to settle it themselves. Otega, he didn't start a bit. He was willing to finish it. Kobe gave a little shove in the back. I'm not saying we should fight, but when someone goes after your teammate, you got to love how everybody stands up for Amari Williams. Now let's talk a little basketball. Jackson Robinson, as Tyler noted, big bounce back game, 19 points. Had a lot of people in double figures. Your boy Ansley Almanor, what do you have, like 12?
My God, man.
He was cooking. Really, the whole team, defense, we'll get to that, but scoring-wise, when you get in the hundreds, playing pretty well. What did you think about just some of the guys that stood out scoring, and then we'll break down the problems of what Georgia State did?
Ansley Almanor, man, a guy that just has embraced his role, somebody that came in knowing exactly what his role was going to be. Your job is to get hustle plays, get energy plays, tough rebounds, and hit corner threes. And that's all he does. He just does it with a smile on his face. Got in the mix there whenever the fight happened. We didn't mention Mark Pope was in the middle of that fight as well. Shout out Mark Pope for getting in there. I think he just wanted to calm tensions because he knew that old Clash Peters was about to get the business. But
he heard somebody was being ungrateful. He had to get in there and settle it.
Very true.
Adam Stratton, we should talk to you. I'm going to come around. We're just going to, you know how we operate here. What did we shoot from 3? 28%, 26%? If I told you the University of Kentucky would score 105 points while shooting 26 point something from 3, would you believe me before the game?
Would not believe. They didn't even shoot a 3, I don't think, until almost 5 minutes into the game. Kobe Brea lowered his shooting percentage a little bit tonight, but I'd rather that law of averages come out tonight as opposed to the next 2 games, so we're okay with that. Honestly, though, the biggest takeaway for me tonight was this crowd. I mean, this crowd was insane. Usually, on a game like this, the loudest Rupp Arena is going to get is when you miss free throws, get some free Chick-fil-A the second half. And tonight, they were all over the place from tip-off. started a lot of organic Big Blue or Go Big Blue chants. It was just awesome, and I can't say enough about Rupp Arena tonight.
Adam's right. He only pops in occasionally. Jack and I, we sit through all of these. We haven't seen a crowd that full, that early in a long time. Their backs were against the wall in the top row. The Chick-fil-A line was longer than it's ever been. When I'm here early, I couldn't even get my dinner tonight, Jack. They were just on fire and ready to see some basketball. I think it's a lot of that out-of-town crowd, a lot of people in for Thanksgiving, wanting to get the hell away from their families and come in here and boo Clash Peters, a nice holiday tradition. But, Jack, I think we all agree this was an electric crowd, kind of a big game feel for just Georgia State.
And what's funny is we've brought up the crowd every single one of these because they have been awesome this whole season, and it feels like it's just getting bigger and bigger, and the crowd's kind of building. And it really did just the big-time swing moments where, Georgia State fought hard, not literally Clash Peters because, again, you suck. But just in general, when there were kind of opportunities for the momentum to swing back the other direction, the BBN just did an unbelievable job. That pop when the fight happened and then just kind of the run there at the end. It really was kind of that old-time classic Rupp Arena field. I don't remember the last time I've seen it, I'll be honest. It's been...
Well, we had lots of L's down. Every time the Jumbotron was on, people were doing L's down, so I think people are getting pumped up for the game tomorrow, so it was just awesome across the board.
Down, baby! My tongue's getting frozen up here. I can't talk, so I brought in some help. We all know him. Or maybe really, no offense to Jack, everyone.
To confirm, I do not like Louisville just because Rick Pitino's gone.
Wait, have you cut that hair since the last time we saw you? It's looking a little shorter.
I didn't do nothing to it today.
Just letting
it's too cold for all that.
What'd you think of the game? Since you're our other KSR rapid reactioner.
Hey, we needed that right before Clemson, didn't we? We needed that dog fight, because they're putting up with our crowd. Wait until we go to Clemson, we're going to have to put up with theirs. Quick guards. We've had two teams with quick guards back to back to back. That right there is putting us out there. It's showing our flaws out there on the guards, but. Jack Pilgrim's freezing over here.
Oh, yeah, we're all freezing. Thanks for popping in. It's always good to see you. Are we going to do it one more time?
Come on.
Let's do it one more time. Let me put my backpack down. It's the first day of school over here.
Let's warm up, ready?
All right, get us ready.
Tell me who's in the house tonight.
UK.
Tell me who's in the house tonight.
UK.
Tell me who's in the house tonight.
UK.
Let's go.
Beautiful.
Not Clash Peters.
I'm going to miss you while we're gone.
He is going to the doghouse because he sucks forever.
That's always fun. One Georgia State guy that was tough, that Nutter guy, he's a problem. He was kind of giving all of Kentucky's defense a problem. Kobe Bray especially had trouble keeping up with them. But really, it's just we all hate Clash Peters.
Yeah, Kentucky was definitely not going to lose to Peters again tonight, and they made that very obvious.
The Saint or Clash variety.
Yeah, he started the Clash, and Kentucky ended it, so I'm pretty excited about that.
Can we get a Go Cats?
Go Cats!
Shoot that arrow! So this is all fun and games, even though I can't feel my hands. But there have been 2 weeks of just a little don't love this. The defense tonight could have been a little better. Coming off last week when Western, the physicality and stuff really got to Kentucky. As our good friend mentioned, next week is Clemson and Gonzaga. Are we still riding high as we were, a week ago, thinking this team can do no wrong?
I mean, they were, 7-26 from three tonight, and they didn't do great the last time out with three-pointers. So the three-point shots are going to start falling, especially when they get into bigger game environments. I'm not worried as much about that. Defense, a little worrisome. We're about to head into the two toughest, games since the Duke game. So I'm not feeling too bad about it. I'm feeling confident.
Are you shaking that bad, or is that fake? Your hand
I am
is like...
so unbelievably. I tried to rep my guy Jasper Johnson. I tried to rep, but buddy, it's just too cold. I need a warmer winter coat. This is just this is difficult. So, in the spirit of the season with Thanksgiving, I was kind of had this game circled on my calendar of stuff from turkey and pumpkin pie and staying at the Pope's house super late last night. How would they respond today, knowing we had the road trips at Clemson and then next week against Gonzaga? How would they respond tonight? And they were as sluggish as you could possibly imagine. I know Mark Pope said he doesn't believe in trap games and says it's beauty's in the eye of the beholder. All of his his coach speak sayings. I was wanting to see them come out focused and locked in. They weren't necessarily that early, but all it took was a Clash Peters fight to just kind of re-engage them. And the team that we expect them to be and hope them to be was there in the last 11 minutes or so when the fight broke out. So I want to see more of the last 11 minutes, not what we saw in the first 29.
Just start to fight every single game right at the beginning, and then we'll just roll off into 30-something to 0 runs, and then just call it a game.
Before Peters is our Old Jim's Barbecue saucy player of the game.
That's right. Go to oldjimsbarbecue.com out of Eddyville, Kentucky, home of Travis Perry. I just remembered Brandon Garrison didn't play. We should probably mention that. Is there any update to that, or just a little precaution?
Just precaution. He will be playing next week. This was just something. It's a nagging, lingering type of deal that they just kind of saw pop up, and they don't want it to pop up next week when the games are, obviously the competition is raised. So not something to worry about. I would expect to see Brandon Garrison out there on Tuesday at Clemson.
All right, well, thank you, Tyler. Good to see you. You as well. I'm going to see him in Seattle. Right. We're the KSR crew next week in Seattle. Get ready for that. Jack, good to see y'all. You all go inside. I'm taking Steven on a field trip for this guy freestyling. We're going to go into it with him. Y'all go talk to Mark Pope, and we'll let him jingle all the way over here. I like this guy down here. Good energy. We're going to go in with him. Not that we don't like our friends. Who knows? I might freestyle for you all. We'll see how we're feeling. Don't show me. All right, and with that, he was doing a cat song earlier. I don't know about what she has back there, but for Drew Franklin, for Jack, for Tyler, for Adam, for Jacob in Chicago, and Zach wherever he is home. They're from outside Chicago. Shout out to them too.
Jason Warren.
Can we get a go Cats?
Go Cats.
What a perfect way to end it. You all have a good night, and you all have a good night. Thanks for watching us here on the KSR Rapid Reaction. I really thought that was going to be more fun than it was with the guys singing, but we'll shut it down there. Thank you, Old Jim's Barbecue. Thank you, University of Kentucky. Hope all of you have a great night, except Clash Peters and the Louisville Cardinals.